Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Tifosi Time. This is episode 131 of your favorite Serie A podcast, the Serie A podcast all other soccer podcasts wish they could be. I'm Frank, here with Chris, Dan, and Pietro. Say hello.
Hi. You showed up this week.
I showed up this week, which means the ratings are going to go sky high.
I think the one time you weren't on, we got like 4 followers.
Most downloads in all of history, yeah. Pure coincidence. Pure coincidence. If you ask me, I'm the best part of the show, but I'm biased.
I agree.
It's good to be back, fellas. What's going on? What's going on? 3 weeks left of the Serie A season, and it's about to get good.
Do we even need to talk about the season?
I don't know. I've been here a while. You guys tell me how you do this thing now.
I think Europe's more important at this point.
Well, yeah, we'll start with Europe, but there was actually some decent things that happened this week, I think.
All right, so where do you want to start in Europe? You want to start the Champions League?
I am getting some feedback. I think he has a TV on in the other room that's a little loud.
Well, folks, 131 episodes in, and if it wasn't for tremendous producing, we would have...
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, let's start with the Champions League because I know it's going to piss both you off that Inter took a 2-0 lead on
10 minutes in?
Milan, 10 minutes in with 2 goals. So I want to get...
They all think it's possible for Milan to come back.
Who thinks it's possible?
Oh, impossible.
Impossible? It's not impossible. They can easily win 2-0 and go to extra time. So it's not impossible.
I wish Milan had scored the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It make it interesting.
But I will tell you what is gonna happen because I predicted this about 3 weeks ago that Inter will advance and they will actually win the Champions League.
So Frank.
No, you see, I'm sure for that because whereas they meet Real Madrid or Manchester City,
right, they're gonna win just because.
Will you be pissed if that happens?
Yes,
you will.
I am.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah. As much as I'm the one who's like root for the Italian teams to do well, like anyone but them, they're not even good.
No, you have to give them credit. They played well.
No, they got a very lucky road to the final.
Okay.
No,
they got a lucky road.
They're in really good shape right now.
You know,
it's not luck that you're playing your city rival in the worst spell of the.
But Frank, you need luck to win this tournament.
Yeah,
you do.
Hey guys, you make fun of our podcast, right? But when I hear all of them, right? Anyone. And we go back, right? Allegri out, Inzaghi out. The old one wasn't out, was Pioli. Now it's the old one is out. Pioli.
Oh God!
What's wrong with this? Like they're not. That most likely they're not going to come back. And right now they're league form. They're not even getting to get in the Champions League next year. So like of all the teams, he's right. Pioli just has done the worst.
No. I want them. Because I'm a Juventus fan, and luck is not on our side right now. I'm telling you what's going to happen. Inter will win the Champions League. Milan will not win another game except for the one they play against Juventus. And then when the penalization comes, it'll be just 1 point to knock them out of the Champions League next year. That is how the year has shaped up.
Right now, they think how many points they have to take for Juventus.
I'm telling you.
But I'm sure that it's going to be one more than what they need, to bring them down.
All right. Well, going back to Champions League, if anyone didn't watch, they did win 2-0. 2 goals the first 10 minutes. Could have had more. Milan did not look good. Besides, I think Tonali hit a post in the second half, but they did not look good.
To me, you see, it's hard when you start a game like that. In the first 10 minutes, you score 2 goals.
Yeah, of course.
And plus, don't forget it. Milan was missing Leao.
Yeah,
the best one.
Yeah, so that's true.
Which is the factor for tomorrow's
not because
game.
he can win the game by himself, but when you take Leao, you take 50% of the
it wasn't even that though. Like their midfield got dominated by Inter's midfield. Like Çalhanoğlu and Mkhitaryan dominating Tonali, who's running slow, like defensively backwards. Like they're Inter.
Yeah,
Milan, nobody played good.
You see Pioli he wants to do a game like they did with Napoli. He thought the defense would stay like he would play like they play Napoli. But unfortunately, after 7 minutes, that's could score.
Yeah, but that's just a version of Allegri then. Same kind of thing. Why? Because he kept Napoli without scoring. All of a sudden, he's going to let the Inter press the entire game?
Oh, because you don't want to understand. Inter, all right, it's maybe it's the team more informed than everybody else. But nobody learned by now if Inter is attacked. Against Inter, they have to play with three forward to stop the defense. Once they stop the defense, they go and bumble.
Well, to be fair, Milan doesn't have 3 forwards.
No, well, you put a 3 guy to watch those 3 people on defense. They go banana if they don't play. If you don't let them play, they're not going to wear.
I mean, I didn't even see it that way. I saw it more of like, hey, the midfield that they had there couldn't keep up with these old guys that Inter have. You know, like Mkhitaryan should not be.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You know, like that shouldn't happen. And Çalhanoğlu, you exiled Çalhanoğlu from your team, and he just dominated you.
I think it's just another example of what we said a while ago. That this season, there was one team that was consistent. That was Napoli. In fact, you see now they went on vacation. They can't even fake it anymore. But every other team was up and down, and this is just a case of Milan hitting down at the wrong period and Inter hitting a good patch at the right period.
Inter, they really hit a really strong stride right now.
Because they were playing horrible. They were playing horrible, what, 2 months ago? They were the ones like Inzaghi's going to get fired. Was it a month and a half ago? What was?
Yeah, I think it was less than that.
So with this week, they play Wednesday again, right, Chris?
No, they play
Tomorrow.
Oh, they play tomorrow. That's right. It gets reversed. So they're
3
the
o'clock.
tomorrow game, 3 o'clock. So what's the status on Leao? Does anyone know?
I think he's
Now
playing.
he's going to play.
Yeah, he's playing.
Okay.
And if anyone's at risk for a seizure, there's a flashing light warning on my screen. So,
It's so bright over there.
That's the light bulb.
One of my light bulbs just keeps doing that.
It doesn't come in that strong on the screen. Don't worry.
Also, you gave the warning 7 minutes into the podcast.
I just noticed it.
Did you hear what Pioli said? Until 7 minutes, Inter didn't do nothing. Didn't get in goal.
Until 7 minutes?
Wow. Wait, no, that's a joke, right?
That's a joke, right?
He didn't really say that.
Did he say that?
Yeah.
Shut up.
That's a
In other words, he's trying to say he prepares the game good.
I need to hear that. If he
I need to hear that too. Was he kidding? Like, was he just
until 7 minutes they did nothing?
I hope he did say that because that's amazing.
No, he said that.
That is pretty funny.
Really
I still question why they had Calabria.
They didn't kick that goal.
Fucking corner kick, but it's kind of outside there. But
about the goal, a Densko goal.
Yeah.
Calabria, that's the way to mark.
But also, he's so much smaller than him. Like, why is he marking him?
Why is he trying to play him physically?
Yeah,
Exactly.
but that's a perfect point, though. Like, why is he marking him? Like, you got forwards on the side, you got 2 center backs. Why are you putting Calabria on him?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Put Tomori on him. Put Kid.
Like, what do you have 2 big center backs for there then?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm just surprised they're man marking. No one else does.
well, what's the point of man marking if you man mark with the wrong guy?
Yeah, that's true.
It's like
Densko, this is as much.
Yeah.
He could throw him around if you want.
Yeah, like that's just. I mean, that's like I know people say, "Oh, you're over it." Sometimes you're overthinking. No, sometimes they do really stupid things.
Well, you're right. Sometimes it's as simple as just matching up with the good size.
Like just as simple as like, hey, like have the right people mark the right guys. Like you're preparing for this game. You don't know who their most dangerous aerial people are.
Yeah.
Is Calabria one of their best players in the air? Not last time I checked.
No, he's not bad in the air, but still.
Yeah, but still, you're pointing. He's got a foot almost. What? How much does he got to make up? 8 inches. He's
It's a super matchup.
Right now, I'm not questioning the size of the player. I have a question. The way he marked, he was a backup, like to hold his body against the desert. But leave him alone and try to jump against the ball.
Yeah, go to the ball. I hear.
Because he was trying to disturb him, probably because he knew.
Not disturb Lukaku. Go get the ball.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it was poorly played on like every aspect of that. And that was a killer. Getting scored on that early, deflates the crowd for you. It's just like a demoralizer. And that second half, yeah, sure, Tonali hit the post. Messiah, missed one wide, but they didn't really do much in the second half either. When Inter wasn't pressing, in the second half.
He did not parole this game.
Who?
Krunic.
Yeah, Krunic didn't play good.
Tonali's by himself. What do you want to do against the 5 people?
Run more.
They did not play well, that's for sure. So next game is tomorrow at 3:00. Predictions?
Realistically, I mean, they can't get scored on, right? Like, that would be very hard to come back. But, like, can they score 2-0 in 90 minutes?
Of course. Of course.
You see, I don't chance if Milan score in the first 10 minutes. It's going to be a good game.
Yeah, I mean, and here's the thing. Like, Milan's not even playing good because even this weekend they lost to Spezia 2-0. Yes, they had more chances. They couldn't finish. But, like, that doesn't instill confidence.
Sandro.
Hi, Poot.
How Milan score? Leao Hernandez.
Well,
stop there, but
how about Drew? Drew might be able to do something.
Drew was in form for a while, and
Brahim Diaz tries to step up in these games too sometimes. But you're right. If they score early, Inter will start feeling the pressure. But if it's the 60th minute and it's 0-0 still, it's going to be really hard.
If Inter score one goal, the first goal is going to win the 1-0.
I'll be curious to see. I don't think he's going to start Lukaku, but Lukaku's been playing really well. I think it's going to be Dzeko and Martinez. But they have that power of Lukaku now on the bench because he's been scoring a lot too.
You see the power of the bread. Did you see the last goal Lukaku scored against Sassuolo?
Yeah.
It's a good mark from the defense.
Yeah, well, I know. He still scored it. He scored more goals than before.
I'm going to say Milan advances. I'm putting it out there.
You guys are so delusional. All you think, Milan's advancing?
No, I think I want Milan to advance, but I think Inter's going to advance.
I think they're going to.
Because I think Milan, the way they're playing right now, I think that is right. Unfortunately, like, I don't think mentally they're like, if they give up a goal, I don't think they're like, oh, let's go win 3-1. I think it ends up being 2-3-0 if they give up a goal. So, like,
yeah, but
it's very low margin.
Be up for the game. I think it's going to be good.
Let's hope.
That will be one of the greatest comebacks in the history of the tournament, right? If they come back,
Milan once did the Liverpool.
They're down 2-0.
I mean, that's been done, I'm sure, a million times.
Milan did with Liverpool. He was losing the first for 3-0, I think. And then they won.
But this would be very meaningful if they came back and beat.
I think Adelant did it 2 times in 1 year when they were down by like 3 and won like 5-1 in that one run.
To get into the finals, down 2-0.
No, yeah. But you see, I don't count this as a Champions League game. Like, it's a derby. It's a derby. Like, you can say whatever you want, but you're playing the team like that. You know who they are. It's not like you're playing some foreign team.
It's a derby. It's a derby with one difference. Little difference. The ref is from Korea.
Okay, but that's for both teams.
No,
so,
they think different.
Yeah, but that's for both teams.
Yeah, but it should be even for both teams.
Yeah, but even for both teams, it's not like.
Inzaghi. Inzaghi is saying Milan does it for the ref is from France.
Yeah.
And Milan has a four player for France. But Inzaghi say I don't care.
But I'm going to say it anyway, just to make sure it's in their heads that they don't cheat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so stupid. The other thing, so you mentioned that Inter beat Sassuolo, so they're still keeping that high. Milan lost to Spezia, but did you guys see after the game for Milan, they walked over to the Ultras, and the Ultras started yelling at the entire team, berating them?
Yeah.
I heard they walked over, but I didn't hear what they said. Or
the fan,
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
they just have to talk to the fan.
And they just have to sit there and take it.
But that's a little ridiculous, no?
Well, what were they going to talk to him about? Well,
They're going to pump him up for the Champions League.
No, in other words, they say it was a civilized, discussion, and they say, let's be courageous. Let's put some
Yeah. But I mean, do they really need that from the fans? Like,
I mean, look,
it's still
they're going to be back in the stadium tomorrow. So
Inter beat Sassuolo, no?
Yeah.
Hey, Sassuolo, the first half played better than Inter.
Yeah, Sassuolo had chances in that game. Yeah.
Yeah, and Sassuolo from Trinidad, they scored 2 goals.
Yeah, it was close at the end, 3-2, and then they Inter scored late for 4-2. But Sassuolo had plenty of chances.
But that's the problem with Sassuolo. Like, even when they play good and they score, they end up losing.
Yeah, but you have to remember, like, Sassuolo is decimated. Like, they lost so many players from last season.
Oh, and they're fighting for nothing, so it doesn't really mean anything.
And our boy Fratesi is going to be on Juventus next year. Enjoy that, Pietro.
I don't want that.
Everybody wants Fratesi.
I don't want him.
Sassuolo,
I think Fratesi has potential, but I think if he comes to play on Juventus with Allegri, I give him 3 months before people are saying, why did we spend money on him?
I just don't – I don't see a need for him. There's no room for him.
Exactly.
This week, who convinced me a lot? This week, it's our player, Rovella and Cambiasso. They're good players, both of them.
You said that for 3 years.
No, but they can easily play Juventus. Juventus like someone like Rovella in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cambiasso, he can play right and left. But Cambiasso, the way he was playing, I don't know if Mihailovic what's his name? Thiago Motta told him to play. But sometimes it looked like he was doing centrocampista. He wasn't a lot of time he was playing on the left, really.
Well, here's the thing. I think of them as a little bit different.
In other words, you used to have the ball a lot of time.
But here's the thing. You could argue 2 things, right? You could say, okay, that's why you loan people out, Cambiasso, so he gets a full year to play and he got better from the beginning to the end. Well, they could say that's one argument, right? He was young, we loaned him out, he got experience, he improved. The problem we have is that even when they do that, they end up either loaning them back out or selling them or never bringing them back, right?
Hey, listen to me. He's a good player, and I would do anything to get him. Carlo Augusto from Monza.
Yeah, you're not getting him.
And you give Pellegrini and money, and you take that guy.
You're not getting him.
Pellegrini probably makes more money than everybody else in their team.
He's going to cost way too much.
No, way too much. 20 million to one.
If you want a fullback on a team that has no money, that's not happening.
He's going to go to England if he goes anywhere.
Yeah.
If you want to keep staying young, you're not. To me, I don't want Fratesi. I don't want this. I want Baldonzi from Empoli.
Yeah.
I want Fratesi. I want Carlo.
No, Fratesi. No, thank you. Sorry.
Fratesi is young.
You have more. You have players who can do what he does.
But Dan's right. Fratesi is young, but you guys are saying youth. You already have Ravella, Fagioli, Moretti.
Yeah. Imagine Fratesi, Rovella.
But we're assuming a lot of people are going to be gone. I'm assuming Rabiot's gone. I'm assuming
timeout. Okay, Rabiot's gone.
I'm assuming
Paredes
is gone.
Locatelli. You still own Arthur. He's not going anywhere.
Yeah, he's not going to play. Oh, for God. Please.
I'm just saying,
Chris is trying to make me have a heart attack. I got to see Arthur next year, too.
Chris, we have the window open.
Yeah, I know.
That's that hard-hitting facts you only get here on this.
For anyone listening on the podcast, I have both my windows open.
I know, man. Fratesi's going to be a lot of money. That's all I'm saying.
I don't think they're going to get Fratesi. I think he's going to cost. And I think he's going to go somewhere else.
Is he going to cost more or less than Locatelli?
Anyway.
How much was Locatelli again? 30? 35?
30, 40, something like that.
He's going to be in that same range.
Now, look like we're going to get to Giuntoli.
Yes.
We don't know what Allegri is going to do.
Let's hope he leaves.
Already, I heard the Giuntoli try to get Spalletti.
What?
Well-
just right from Napoli? Why would he?
What are Allegri's feelings towards Giuntoli? Does he want him? I heard no, he doesn't want him.
No, he wants someone who
Yeah, so that's right there. If he's
That's a
not-
win. That's a
Exactly.
win. Yeah.
Hire him.
Yeah,
But
like because
are they
they might just tear it up together, right? Like I don't want to work for you anymore. We don't want
Yeah,
you.
and then you have an out. Like, hey,
Yeah.
they hired someone I don't want to work with. I didn't want to quit.
Exactly.
But, you know, it's
Yeah, but then so he's going to get mutual part, and he's only going to get part of his pay.
Well, yeah, if they can
Yeah,
give
I
him some
just
agreement. But I think he could also get a job somewhere else. Like some English team will give him a job, and he'll probably make the same amount of money. It's not like he's never going to work again.
No, he could, but he'll take
They
a couple
can
years
find
off.
an agreement instead of 2 years. They give 1 year.
And you know the thing is, like again, like Spalletti. Okay, I like Spalletti, but are we that convinced he's the right guy either?
I mean, for the future, he's the oldest coach in the league. Like, do you want the oldest coach in the league?
Yeah, like
But Frankie,
is he older than Gasparini?
if you get another coach, you assume your team is going to be completely different.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who's going to stay there? Bremer, Danilo, from the Gatti, and not even the goalie. What's his name?
Chesney, because I think we tried to sell.
I just want somebody. Listen, I don't know how Giuntoli's going to do, but I would like someone who goes, "This is my team. I'm going to make the decisions for the field, for the team, the roster. No more Agnelli's boys and favorites.
Culture change.
Yeah, culture change. And you know what? If these guys are overpaid and we don't need them anymore, goodbye. Like that. I
No,
hope he can
because
do that.
you see, with Giuntoli, already talk is going to take 2 guys from his.
Who?
The right arm from Napoli, some Pompilio.
Oh yeah, he's not coming alone. He's gonna take people.
Oh, you mean like to work on his
Yeah.
in his?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess that makes sense because you need people to do shit. But you know,
But
you
that
can't
makes
just-
sense. That happens all the time.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I don't understand why. So, De Laurentiis, like, what is his contract up, or is he just tearing up his contract to come to Juventus?
No, it's 1 more year.
He's got 1 more year. So.
And I guess we just paid him more than De Laurentiis.
I don't know. They find some because the situation is this Giuntoli. No, if you go Juventus, you make more money.
Yeah.
It's more prestigious.
Yeah.
So, in a way, De Laurentiis has to say, "Oh, this guy, you cannot stop him to, you know."
So let me ask you this though. Now, since it seems like I saw his like comments too, it seemed like a farewell note to Napoli, a thank you note to Napoli's, right? So I think he's leaving. So break down for me quickly, like who are some of his claims to fame that we know him specifically was responsible for?
I mean,
like,
Osimhen and Krava.
Was that just him though?
I mean, who?
Him? Like that's what I mean. Do we know it's him? Do we know it's him?
I mean, he's in charge of that.
True.
Give credit for it.
Oh, but don't forget
Anguissa,
one thing.
Raspadori.
Caravasquel, Juventus want him. Instead, Giuntoli got it.
Yeah, so I'm saying, so Giuntoli, there's no like hidden guy that's like picking all these players for Napoli.
And
We're getting
for
some.
Lars, I guarantee you he's coming with him because he's not going to let that guy get away from
True.
him. Yeah.
True.
So, it's
No, we need that for Juventus. We need that. We need a guy who's in charge of the sporting side. That's like not, you know, an ex-player who's friends with the owner or Allegri's puppet. We need someone who's like has a direction for the team, and you know, we just need it. I just hope he's not.
One thing for sure. Juventus decided already to lower the salary, you know, to go and to play the young people.
So you think Giuntoli is on board with that? Like they talked about all that?
He's on board with that.
Let's hope.
But because if you were a coach, you wouldn't let Rovella go this year. I wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't have. I said that, but I'm saying, I guess my question is Giuntoli think he's coming with a big budget to remake the team, or is he about the long-term project with young guys?
Look at Napoli's roster. They don't have an old roster.
Hey, listen to me.
No.
Listen to me. If remember Moj, he knew what he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
If he's someone who knows what he's doing, because sometimes it's not necessary you have to be PCG.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't big player and don't do nothing.
Exactly. But again, I hope he's everything we hope he is. But again, don't forget, this is the first trophy Napoli won, right? So let's not pretend he got Napoli to win all these things.
No, but he does get credit for it.
Frankie, it's true though. When Napoli, Sampdoria, or Lazio, they won the championship, it worked about the 5 that Juventus could win. Because Juventus is in there all the time. He started to win all the time. And Napoli, don't forget, Napoli has been 5-6 years in the first position. Don't forget, Napoli was in Serie B too.
When did Giuntoli take over at Napoli?
I don't know.
How many years has he been there, I guess is my question. Roughly.
I have no clue.
I don't know. They say they like what they do with Napoli. I hope where they hope they do that with Juventus.
Well, listen, all the players he got, you would say, except for Osimhen, he spent a lot of money for Osimhen. That was a big. It wasn't like he got a deal. Every other player he got pretty much on loan.
Knew him.
People obviously knew him. He got him for $80 million.
Osimhen, why Napoli got another team didn't get?
Well, because weren't they fighting? Who were they fighting with? Another team, right?
Here, no. I pulled up Giuntoli's top 10 signings from an article on Napoli. He signs Zielinski, Di Lorenzo, Lobotka.
Who was the one you said after?
Di Lorenzo, Lobotka.
No, Lobotka was good too.
Osimhen, Anguissa, Kim, Krava. I mean, the guy, he put
that's a whole team right there. That's a whole team that you said right there.
And 2015 he got there.
2015, so about 8 years. And 2015 was, I'm trying to think who they had around that time. Was that, didn't they have, when they had the old Trident, like the old Trident, those players, I can't remember the names right now.
Oh, Mertens.
Yeah, Mertens. Like, what years was that? Was that he took over after that and got sold? Yeah. Hamsik, remember those guys? Was that after? That was before?
But here's the other thing. He also had the awareness to say, I'm not re-signing Insigne. I'm not re-signing.
Well, yes, true. That all counts. That all counts. Who you don't sign is just as important as who you do sign.
Yeah, which people were scared about that.
Yeah, they were.
The best thing, you know, where is it? He got told this player, but when they sell Koulibaly, Ruiz, nobody thought Napoli would win the championship.
No, in fact, yeah.
So
what you have to remember too is Napoli is one of the few teams that have zero debt, which is that's him a lot of it, right?
Yeah, managing that budget.
He's restricted by his owner. He's cheap.
No, it's the lower end of questions.
But I mean, I think it's harder to make a team within a budget, right, than do what Juventus did. We're going to put $400 million into the team, and it's like you just go more and more in debt and you buy scrubs.
Yeah, Frank, one thing is to put $400,000 and buy people, and one thing is to put $400,000 and pay debts.
I understand, but Juventus has burned a lot of money. Juventus has burned a lot of money.
And you know, a lot of English teams, they made the mistake all the time. You know, you heard when this guy has 200 million to put on the market, and then they don't do nothing.
Yeah, they can afford to do that.
Yeah, but they have the money, but they don't know what
yeah, well, that's how Juventus, let's face it, that's how Juventus has been for the last, 10 years, is it fair to say?
No. You see?
They've gotten one wrong, 3 right. I mean, one right, 3 wrong.
If you think about it.
I feel like that's Chelsea every year, by the way.
If you look at the national team, the Italian team, right? When he did something he did with the people from Juventus. Juventus losing Barzagli, Chiellini, he didn't replace them.
No, we didn't even have any Italians on the team until the young guys this year.
Now we're able to try to play with the Italian.
Yeah, which I think they're trying to do. Listen, if the guy literally does what Dan just said and he knows who not to sign, like if you bring me no more Arthurs, no more Ramses, it's a seven right there.
What are his feelings on Bonucci? That's what I need to know.
We don't think
I think Bonucci not going to sign next year.
Yeah, I mean, Quadrado's not re-signing already. We know that. Like, they're not.
Yeah, but see, that's the problem. I need a guy like Juicy to go, like, you're not re-signing. Allegri wanted him back. He was trying to talk everyone back.
Yeah.
To be
I
what? To
want
be
to play the same player.
yeah, to be mediocre again. Like, what are we? It's like
I mean, we'll get the
plus,
answer quick.
plus you have to think
That, right?
the old guy
What?
that he valorized the Rabiot. He said he's going to leave.
Yeah.
So imagine to stay with the same people without
that's the
Rabiot.
thing. Allegri didn't even know to realize his team was mediocre. He wants to get all the same guys back. It's like-
But this decision from him to move to Juventus, assuming it's going to happen, it's going to happen very quickly after the season, right?
sounds like it, right? It sounds like it run after the last week game, a couple
You
days.
think, right?
You know
It'll
what
happen
I
quick.
think?
It has to.
I think maybe
Yeah, I would think.
we're going to keep Sandro because he still has the contract.
No, but Sandro's
Because
contract
now
was supposed to run
Why-
out, but then he played in too many games, right?
If the contract,
With 40 games or something like
the contract's not there, and you have to choose one between Sandro and Quadrado, keep Quadrado.
Oh yeah,
I mean-
but the problem is Allegri made him play so many games. Sandro let his contract kicked in again. Like
Genius.
that's the problem when if you have a guy sporting there who's in charge, you tell him, look, if his game is 40, you play 39 games, but if you touch 40 games, you're paying for him next year.
I would make him pay the contract.
Like whatever you do, that guy will not play 40 games. Like
That's why I think maybe they never, president.
yeah, they don't. Right now, they have a group of people that just kind of sitting there and they're just listening and looking. Maybe the finance, they're not doing anything. So
Because if you remember, about 4 or 5 months ago, everybody knew Sandro's going to leave.
yeah,
Now all of a sudden, on the left says he's going to stay there. Come on.
Sandro's at 37 total games for every competition right now. I just did quick math.
so what's his contract? His contract's 40.
I thought I heard 40, but I don't know 100%.
I mean, if his contract's 40, I mean, because he doesn't make a little amount of money. He makes $6 million or something.
He makes it.
Who?
He makes it.
Sandro.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you
yeah,
could
say speed at him.
you can pay Rovella's salary, Cambiaso's salary, and one other guy for the same amount of money. Like,
But going on to the field for Juventus, yeah, they won this weekend, whatever, against Cremonese, who sucks. But the game against Sevilla,
Oh my god,
they were not good at all.
that was so bad,
I was working and I texted you guys, this is worth seeing, and you were like, not if you don't want to shoot yourself. I was
dude.
like,
It
okay then.
was
To
so
score the
bad.
95th minute off a corner kick,
No,
doubleheader.
they played bad.
The first half.
They were not good at all.
Because Allegri gave it the first half to the other team
Mhm.
all the time.
Yeah, now they're away on Thursday.
But lucky to be 1-1, right? Like,
Yeah.
they should be down.
But see how far we've fallen because of Allegri. We're going
Wait.
home and we're saying we're lucky to be tied 1-1 going
Wait, no,
away.
no. But Frank, this is even better. I read
The last second.
that Allegri already said I expect 120 minutes next game.
He's playing for the tie.
He's
What?
playing for the tie.
I expect he's playing. He said that. I expect 120 minutes. God
120
forbid you
minutes.
won 1-0. Crazy.
Yeah.
You're 2-1.
Ridiculous.
He should think we live in the bench. He thinks too much, that guy.
How about you just get the first 90 minutes right for a change?
Well,
It's
so
a
he
joke.
played his bench this weekend because Chiesa started, so his bench
Yeah.
played.
What a joke.
Pogba started, who got hurt again, which friggin' sucks. Just for the guy, like
I felt bad for him.
I felt
mentally,
bad for him, too.
he's got to be spent with just the constant injuries.
What do you think is going to happen with him now? So
He's
he's
out
out for the
season,
season.
and I think he's going to restructure his contract. I think he's. Gonna
Why
stay-
would he bother doing that?
Because he's
No,
not.
he's going to stay Juventus. Possible, the injury to go away.
What did he hurt? What was his
what was the
thigh?
injury?
What
Do
was
we
it?
know?
I think his quad, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so it wasn't like a torn knee.
Is that
Well,
what
that's not the knee.
Yeah, well, there's 3 weeks left, so it's like whatever.
Yeah.
But I think he's going to restructure his contract.
But see, that's the part. Why do you think he's going to restructure? Just to be a nice
because
guy?
he played not even 2 games
Yeah.
worth the entire season.
But isn't that why you sign a contract? Good
No,
for
but-
good or for bad?
Uh,
Like if you outperform your contract, they don't give you more money.
Well, sometimes they do.
Well,
I think-
sometimes, but
when you outperform, usually you go and say, I want
Yeah.
more money.
well, that's the interesting part. Like if he does that, then he's really trying to do the
I
right thing
think-
for Juventus.
But Frank, the difference is if he plays well, he's going to ask for more money because other teams are going to want him and offer to pay him more money.
You know
Yeah.
who did that? You know who did that? Tonali last year.
Yeah.
exactly.
Drop his
But I think that's very rare. Like I don't know if that
I
happens in a lot of
think
sports.
Pogba needs to gain faith from the fans again. Like they're kind of fed up with them.
So what does he make now? 10 million?
I don't know.
He makes way too much money for what he plays.
7.5. So what's he gonna say? Give me 4? Like what's he gonna say?
I think for $5 million, I'll take a little cut.
Dude, any cut is good.
He'll look good.
I
if he
mean,
does
hopefully
that.
he does do it. I mean, I don't know. If I was his agent, he's 31 years old. His health isn't
hell
looking.
no.
His health isn't looking any better. This might be the last contract he ever gets.
Nah,
So I'm
he'll
gonna
go
say,
MLS.
if you really
MLS.
want, yeah,
He's
maybe
a-
MLS. He might make
He's
money
a
MLS.
prime MLS
And
guy.
he has to be able to
Yeah.
play.
The middle.
Great.
MLS.
If it's injured with Juventus, we go to some players, is health.
No, that's what I mean. Like as an agent, I might be like, okay, even if you could go to MLS and make a big check, which you probably can, like you still have to be healthy enough to get that contract.
No,
So
they'll still give you a contract. The Middle East will give them a contract. MLS will give them a contract. It doesn't even matter.
I don't think so. I don't think it is that stupid.
MLS probably will. Yeah, Middle East maybe would too. But again, you got to play. Like you don't have to play good, but you got to play.
I mean, next season cannot go nearly as bad as this season.
No.
No, this one went really bad for him.
Go up from this.
Was it a 3-year contract or 4?
I thought it was 2, but I'm not.
Yeah, Daniel, but the problem is, if you look back when he was at Manchester United, he was in the same situation.
Well, we
Yeah.
said that. We said that when they got him. You know
So
what I mean?
then
Like,
But
3
the
years.
coaches also didn't like him
It's a
either.
3-year contract.
it was a 3-year contract, so he's got 2 years left.
But no, the thing that sucks with him though is because he actually wanted to come and he was
wanted
excited.
to. Yeah,
Like
No, look, I like it because he care about it.
yeah. That's
I like
why I'm
his
kind of.
idea. He participated with it.
And honestly, he's good with the teammates. Like people like
Yeah.
him. He's got
Well,
a
that-
personality.
and if you remember in the preseason, he was playing really good.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, I mean, just for his own sake, right? Like, no one wants to go through that. It's freaking mentally, especially when you only got a couple years left in your.
Yeah.
Let's say he plays at 35. He's got 5 years left.
I mean, he was crying, and like that's how spent he is.
No, you think he had another 5 years?
I'm saying
No.
he's 30. If he plays at 35,
No,
let's say the
no,
last
no.
2 or 3 are MLS.
If he keep in shape like this,
No, this he might have to.
I do
Next
feel
is gonna
bad.
be
It
that
sucks.
But I do think they need to get him a better, like health. What do you call it? Physio or
Well,
whatever.
They-
Whatever he's doing now, like he's getting a lot of muscle strains, getting a lot of like they might have to change his regimen up.
Well, if you remember, on the first injury, they were complaining about his going on skiing trips and not really being all in on his.
Oh,
recovery.
really?
So, yeah.
what mistake he did?
Yeah, that's right. Forgot.
Because when he got injured, he wanted to play the national team. Because if you were to go
Yeah,
under
Yeah.
the
before
World Cup he wanted. It was his first mistake.
you
blame
would,
him.
he would be better.
But
Well, let's hope, like Dan said, maybe next year will be better.
it has
you know,
to. It's not maybe. It will
I mean,
be.
he played literally under 90 minutes all season, right?
It couldn't have been more.
I don't
than-
think he made 90 minutes.
It definitely
No.
wasn't 2 games worth. It was
yeah.
He didn't play 90 minutes. Did he?
max 120 minutes.
120, he played like 27, 10.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
don't-
you have to see if it's a physical because as a player, you notice the difference. He has some quality.
Oh, yeah, of course. But the only thing is, like, can they really count on him to be like one of the
Right.
starters?
Yeah, if they started, they want to start a championship with him as number one.
Playing 40 games, that's going to be, I mean, what are the chances he goes from 1 game to 40 games?
Allegri's the coach. He's gonna be coming off the bench every game anyway. So it doesn't matter.
No, Allegri likes him.
Allegri does. Well, he also wanted Paredes, don't forget, Chris. And Paredes doesn't play.
But it is a very good game. But
Actually, I was gonna say I don't like the guy, and he played a good game.
No, but my point is not whether he's as bad or as good. My point is you begged to try to get him, and then he came. We didn't have a spot on your team.
I just don't like him, and he's unnecessary on this team.
Agreed. But I think he can get more. Like Allegri got him. He's like,
Yeah.
you see, the midfield we have, including Fagioli and Miretti, I think one we needed the most was Rovella.
Yeah, I think Rovella
we don't have
would have played
one
a
like
nice
him
spot
in
from the
there.
defense. I think he would have fit
We
nice.
don't have one like him.
No other podcast in the world mentions Rovella as much as this one.
Seriously, we should maybe be Rovella's agent.
Maybe we should try to get him on the show.
We
Hey,
should.
buddy, we love you.
No, you saw
I
him.
wonder if that's true. I wonder if
You
anyone's
saw
ever
him
talked
play.
about Ravel as
He's
much
at
as
the,
we have.
He's
No.
in the game all the time. It's close to the ball all the time.
That's what makes this podcast
Yeah.
worth listening to. We mention people now
Yeah,
that'll be
I
good in
was
3
one
years.
I was one
Mark
like
it down.
that. I know what I'm talking about.
Well, listen, that is the only probably one of the differences, right? We don't just talk about the stars. We
How's
actually,
Portanova doing in that
Oh,
trade?
if you think about
Hey, that's a
if you
touchy
think about
subject. Chill.
if you think about whoever midfield, right? Even if a Jolly, they look like they hide. They're never closer to the game.
I don't feel like, even though they've gotten a lot of minutes, I don't feel like they've necessarily grown a lot of confidence with Allegri. Like, I actually saw more confidence when they were brand new, where they didn't they had less fear of the game. Like, they had that young, like, I'm on the field.
You're right about Moretti. I think Joe is going to be a star. I think.
Yeah,
I
he's
agree. But I think Moretti took a step back because instead of seeing someone who grew into the game, he got more tentative.
I don't think Moretti was ever as good as everyone thought he was.
I think Moretti has certain qualities.
He's got a lot of flaws, that kid.
Yeah,
I think personally, I think he has to wake up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has to put a little bit more like green. He has to put a little bit more force.
To feel he's on the field.
Yes, I think he's so scared of making a mistake. Like when he has one bad pass or one bad touch, you could basically predict the rest of the half or the rest of the game is going to suck.
I get more excited from Iling Jr. than Moretti.
Iling Jr. showing something.
If I have to sell
he tried. Iling Jr. He tried.
Yeah, that's what I was
Jr.
saying.
has more.
To sell one.
But Iling Jr. has more physical ability. Like, he's faster and bigger. Moretti's small.
He plays a different position. I know what I'm saying. Like, Moretti doesn't.
Another thing is I noticed. Moretti, right? I saw him, someone who can score, but he's not accurate when he's there.
No, because
you don't see the
It's all confidence with him, though, I think. I think a lot of it was a confidence. Like,
he missed a lot of chances to score.
All right. Well, the rest of the league, I mean, we had Lazio dropping points. They had another draw versus Lecce. Rome tied 0-0 versus Bologna, right?
Salernitana beat Atalanta.
Salernitana beat Atalanta.
Monza beat Napoli 2-0.
So they're just going to keep having to add the amount of deducted because no one's picking up points. The other teams.
You see, Napoli won the championship, right? They were the best, right? But now they are on vacation. But if they think like this, next year they have to be careful. Because once you start to lose your concentration,
it's impossible to predict. Their team could look totally different. Like, I'm not even going to touch them until the September when we see who's on their team and who's running their team.
Yeah, because it's true. Napoli could very well sell 3 or 4 people. With how good of a year they did, like, people could come with big checks, and De Laurentiis might be like, screw it.
Yeah, Napoli can sell Osman, Kim, and kind of a scale.
Yeah, if they sold them 3,
if they come up with a check, believe me.
No, Lobotka just re-signed. He's not going anywhere. I think Kim is gone 100%.
You know what? I want to try to get it from Napoli, De Lorenzo.
No, I would try to get Lobotka.
Di Lorenzo is so good.
No, Lobotka, we have a Romero.
Di Lorenzo is very good. Anyway, so they lost, but it doesn't really matter. The fight at the bottom, Verona is now back in the bottom 3 because Spezia beat Milan, because no one saw that coming.
Empoli tied today with Sampdoria, and they saved practically.
Yeah, they saved themselves with that 1 point, 94th minute goal from Piccoli.
Now they have 9 points.
Lucario's back too, just a heads up.
Verona, Spezia.
Mm-hmm. The rest of the league is just meaningless games, to be honest.
And that actually has some implication for Juventus, right? So, like, the last 3 games, Juventus plays Empoli next. With Empoli practically being saved, it's really important Juventus wins that game. Because then the game after that, they play Milan, right? And then the last game, Juventus plays Udinese, which will have nothing to play for, but Milan is going to play Verona. Who's going to be probably in the middle of trying to save themselves, right? So really, Juventus, I know they're in the focus on Sevilla, but they should try to win the next 3 games, beat Milan, right? And try to get the 12, 13 points ahead of them so they can't kick you out of the Champions League.
They call it Plan B.
But also you have to remember,
Because
Frank.
they try to get the more points they can. Even the league take some points from them. They're not enough to let them out.
But they do have another out too. Remember, if they win the Euros, they go into the Champions League.
But I mean, are we confident they're going to win the Euros? Like with Allegri
this week, they're not.
Yeah, with Allegri, I don't know exactly.
Like, I hope they play a good game.
Of course. I mean, but with Allegri, I mean, the team is what the team is.
Give it the first step to them, they will lose.
Listen, you have to remember the Euros right now. Bayer Leverkusen, beatable. Rome and Sevilla. Get through Sevilla, you got a good shot.
Yeah, but Juventus could beat all 3 of those teams and lose to all 3. That's the problem with Juventus.
Yeah, but if they don't play well.
Yeah, but that's the thing. How many games out of the 45 they played have they played well?
4? It happens more often than not.
That's why they don't play well. Because Allegri mentality.
So I guess what I'm saying is, based on Allegri, I'm more willing to bet on Milan messing up versus Verona than us playing good.
But I'm just trying to say, I'm dismissing your thought of just concentrating on those 3 league games.
No, I'm not saying you don't try to win versus Sevilla. You don't try to win the Euro League. Of course you do.
Well,
but I'm just saying
you sounded like you were.
No, well, then I misspoke. I'm just saying, like, they have to not act like, oh, we have Sevilla, let's not care about the Serie A, because they need to win them all. Like they need to put a stretch of 5 games and win, right? Because they haven't been able to do that in a long time.
No, because there is a chance there is a chance that the league will leave 15 points. That's why they were trying to get more points they can.
Well, I thought they weren't going to come back with 15 points again. Does that make any sense? So take away
but there's a chance.
What do you know?
What do you know? If they want to get rid of Juventus, they try something.
Well, listen, if they want to get rid of Juventus, then they're going to get rid of Juventus. But so then Chris's point, then just win the Euro League. But again, they had the same motivation last week when they played Sevilla, and look what they did. So what's going to change?
The first half, Frank.
But it's not just the first half; it's every game they pretty much played.
No, the first half. The second half, we won the last second. We tie.
Yeah.
So because we show we want to do something.
Are you so confident that Empoli being saved isn't going to come all relaxed and play Juventus at home and win? I could see them beating Juventus.
No, but if you think about,
I can tell them getting it raw.
Yeah.
If you think about to have more motivation than them,
we should.
The points more than that.
We should. That's the thing.
So just quick update: Rome did beat Bayer Leverkusen 1-0. Both teams play on Thursday for the second leg.
Who was home the first leg?
Fiorentina lost to Basel in the Conference League 2-1 in the first leg. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Fiorentina, they got lost.
Both Italy teams are away, Frank.
Okay. I mean, it would be nice if it was a Juventus-Rome final.
That'd be cool.
Dybala scores, free kick goal to win.
Whatever. I'll take that.
I would be mad at that. Yeah, I would be mad at that.
I mean, it would be very poetic justice if you want to go that
fantastic.
Way. You know what the funny... Here's my fear. That they win the Euro League and it just gives them another reason to keep Allegri. Because if Juventus League comes in, he's probably going to give him a year. Is he really going to come?
No,
unless Allegri goes, I don't want to work with you.
He comes in, he's making the team his.
He's got the power.
Let's go.
I think if they come, it's going to be a lot of change.
Yeah, it has to. What's the point of coming then?
Yeah, well, some manager when they change like that, they assess the coach for a year, right, and go, okay, now I'm going to make a change.
Yeah, you can assess him this year. He sucked.
Yeah, I agree.
Because if you like or not, Allegri, he put young people by necessity, right? But now, lately, he's putting the young people. And maybe he's just doing what they told him. Listen, you have to play young people.
Was he think that's going to save his job?
If he realize it, he say, if you play young people, I'll play better.
Yeah, but hasn't Allegri proven that playing the young people with his system just makes the young people worse? That's the thing. Like they don't get better. Like nobody gets better. They all get worse. Look at Chiesa. Look at Vlahovic.
No, but Chiesa coming from the injury.
Yeah, but you know what? I find, but I saw him play him before he got injured in the wrong spots, and he was having a bad year.
I tell you something, and let's go. And we go back to our leg. Take yes, I coached it. They don't play with. He wants them back.
Yeah.
Really quickly, remember when they first bought Chiesa and they had Kulusevski on the team, and we said, "What are they going to do with them?" And I said, "Just watch. Chiesa's going to be a fullback." And what happened, guys? I was right.
Which, Frank, there's another player, Kulu, technically, I think could come back.
Yeah, Tottenham's not guaranteed to buy him now, so
Oh,
Kulusevski.
Kulusevski.
Now again,
Also-
that's somebody who you need the right coach and the right style to get anything out of him. You put him on an Allegri team, you might as well just make him $0 and cut him for free.
There is a rumor that Spurs want Inzaghi as their coach. Just throwing that out there.
Oh,
You see, Kulusevski is playing okay in England because they play to open it.
I wonder if another English team could buy him, even if Tottenham don't want him.
Wants
I
you
think
to
it would
play
be more a suitor for him.
practically.
Right?
You stop them to play.
There's got to be another English team that might be interested in him. The way they play, he's not that old.
Yeah, and he likes England, I think. So.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to predictions. Anyone?
Yeah, which actually now in the lead is Pietro over here. You're in the lead for our predictions for the season. You've been on fire with your picks. You.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Hold on, let me pull it
You're in
up.
first place.
You're in first place because 2 weeks ago you got every single game right with the score correct too. So you got so many points. Hold on.
Should have played the lottery.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hold on.
Because he's the only one who's willing to keep betting on Juventus.
That's true.
Let me see. So in first place, well, in last place is Frank with 45 points.
Do you watch soccer?
I have 50 points.
Oh, you're 5 points ahead of me.
Chris has 57, and you have 60 points.
God, that's really bad. You know how many games we picked?
It's not bad. It's very hard to do.
Next year, we got to up our game.
He got every game exactly right except for one, and he still got the game, the prediction right. He did awesome. So
next year, I'm putting a rule change for next year. I think we should do the same thing we do, but if you get the right score, you get 3 points.
No, fine, whatever.
We're doing this again. Prediction time. Let's go Inter Milan for the Champions League. What do you guys got?
Wait, are we saying who's advancing?
2-1 Milan.
No, score the game.
2-1 Milan and Inter go.
Okay, I say 3-0 Milan. Milan goes through.
No.
Fuck you, 3-0 Milan. Where are they getting these 3 goals, Chris?
Eat my ass, buddy. Let's go.
1-1 draw, and Inter goes through.
1-1 draw.
Okay. Do you want to do Juventus versus Sevilla?
Yeah.
Sure.
1-0 Sevilla. Juventus goes home.
I'm going to say the
2-0
opposite.
Juventus.
What do you say, 2-0?
2-0 Juventus.
I'm saying 1-0 Juventus.
I'm saying 1-0 Juventus, too.
Okay. Do you want to do Rome and Bayern?
Yeah, I think we should, right? That was 1-1 also?
That was 1-0 Rome.
Oh, they have the lead on this. I
Yes.
forgot. Okay.
I think Rome's going to go through, so I'm going to say 1-1. Rome goes through.
Yeah, Mourinho's playing really hard for this, I think.
Yeah.
I'm saying they go through probably a 2-1 game.
2-2.
I'm going to say 1-1.
Okay. And would you like to pick a league game?
Yes, let's pick
Are
some
there
league
any
games.
games?
Yeah, we got to pick some league games, man.
Well, we would just pick 3 games, Frank.
I don't know
Yeah.
what the schedule is this week. I don't know.
There's Napoli, Inter,
I don't care about that. That means nothing.
Atalanta, Verona, Sassuolo, Monza.
No thanks. No thanks.
I'd rather pick Juventus Empoli and pick tie.
There's Torino, Fiorentina.
Hey, you want
There's
to-
lots.
My score?
There's no good games, right?
What do you mean? That just because you're saying they're not playing for anything? Is that why?
Yeah, they're not playing for anything.
I'd say You pick one game, Frank.
We gotta pick them because we gotta have a chance to beat Daddy.
Okay, but we usually pick 4, so pick one more game.
Pick one game.
I couldn't tell if he froze or not.
Sassuolo Monza.
What? Why? It means nothing.
Why?
It'll be a good game.
But
That's
3-2 Sassuolo.
Game because neither of them they need the points.
Yeah, 3-2 Sassuolo.
Yeah, 2-2.
Sassuolo's home.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a shit.
2-2.
You told me to pick one.
2-1 Monza.
You want to do Inter Napoli too?
No. We did our 4. That's it, Frank.
All right.
You went with that game of all games. Well, I guess it'll give us some more Rovella chatter next week.
Yeah, we don't have enough Rovella chatter on the.
I'm gonna watch that game. Anything else, fellas?
No, I mean,
you know what? Sassuolo Monza. Watch the game and watch Frattesi and Rovella. And imagine them in Juventus.
Yeah, they'll be shit.
Imagine them in Juventus.
All right.
We have started hearing rumors of like movement for this summer, but I don't want to talk about that stuff.
Nah, we have the whole summer to talk about that.
Plenty of time to talk about that. So nothing else, Chris. To answer your question.
Allegri out.
All right. Thanks for listening. Catch us next week, Monday, 8 o'clock Eastern.
Are you here next Monday, Frank?
Yes.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Bye. Thanks for listening.
Good night.
Adios.
Bye.